Hey everyone, this is Ryan Mallory for SharePlanner.com. Today is June 24th, 2013. Alright, I've been talking about the last two trading sessions or so, counting today as being one of those, that we're probably going to see a bounce, and that's what we're getting today. This doesn't mean that the party's over for the Bears or anything else. It's just that um, on the short side, when you're having a heavy sell-off and you start showing the first inclinations of a bounce, it usually turns into a bounce ultimately, because the Bears get very weary, especially in the market that we've been in the last 4 years, where so many huge sell-offs have been quickly bought back up, in those short positions that they might have held for 3 or 4 days and captured some huge profits on, or wiped away in 1 to 2 days. So there's a lot of worry when we have a sell-off in the market, and they've been able to make some decent gains in the last 3 or 4 days of trading. That once one short starts covering, they all start covering. When I was at when I was working in corporate America a long time ago, the day before Thanksgiving, it was sort of like a similar situation. Everybody wanted to leave. Everybody knew that, but the problem was is nobody wanted to get necessarily they didn't want to get caught leaving. They didn't want to be the first ones to leave. So once the boss left, then maybe the person ranked right underneath that person left too, and then it was like musical chairs. It was like a snowball effect where as more people saw other people leaving, those people started leaving, and more people left, and then all of a sudden, by the end of the day, if there was anybody still standing around, they realized that they were the only person left in the building. Um, and it's sort of the same way with the shorting. Everybody's like looking at who's shorting, who's gonna be the first one to cover, and once one person starts covering, it turns into like a snowball effect, and that's why you get after these monster sell-offs where we've basically sold off now about 100 points in this market. That's why we see these mega 40, 50 point bounces, is because not that the situation has changed at all. It's a huge psychological um, uh, cluster of traders all trying to get out at the same time, and they're so worried about losing their profits that they will do anything and sell it or cover at any price in order to make sure that they walk away with something. And I think that's what you're going to see here. So this bounce that we're getting today, we were trading at 1560 on the S&P lows, and we have gone all the way above 1585. So that's a 25 plus point rally. And I mean, there's still another 11, 12 points that we could still go, and before we're even in the green. I would not be surprised if we finish the day in the green. There's about 30 minutes left in the trading session, but I would definitely not rule it out, because if this market rallies, it's going to be because these shorts are covering, and they're going to start getting very anxious and worried, especially if we start eating into the gains from Thursday, which we haven't done yet. We're still just trying to make back the losses from today. But if we start eating into those Thursday's losses and penetrate that area at all, by Thursday's losses, I mean this big old candle right here, we start getting up into 1599, 1601. That's gonna put them into a little tizzy. My ideal area though to short, because I don't think the sell off is over yet, but if it and assuming that it's not, I think the prime area to start reshorting stocks is going to be somewhere around 1606 to 1608, because there is a decent level of resistance, short-term resistance, that I think might mark a good opportunity to get short, because from that point it will have rallied from 1660 all the way up to 1608, which is about a 48 point rally. So that's really what I'm looking for here. I did add two long positions. Some people are like, man, why does he keep adding these long positions? Because they think it's high risk and all that jazz. But PCYC, definitely a high risk stock. I got in at the lows or about 80.56, and have a stop loss at 77.98. And I just want to see this thing. I mean, you can see there's long lower shadows on this thing. I just want to see this thing bounce. If we can get up into like $85 or so, which I think is very possible, there's a gap there to fill. Be huge for it. I wouldn't even rule it out going up to 90 if you can get a sizable bounce, or if we're not really in technically a short. If we're really not going to sell off and we're actually going to just continue marching higher, which you can't rule that out either, then you can start thinking, well, maybe $90 or something might be on the horizon for this stock. I don't know. It can go either way. But in any case, I think this is a good one, especially being outside the lower Bollinger Band, that it could pop really nicely. The other one too, WLP, and this is one of the rare stocks out there right now that you're going to see that is a breakout opportunity. Not many stocks are breaking out to new highs. WLP though is. So I got in at 80 flat on this one earlier today. If you want to get my real-time alerts, I do have a subscription service where I send them out real-time. WLP is only a few cents above it, but a lot of times, when I finally get around to talking to them in these videos, I've already been in them for a few hours at least, or maybe a day. So you're not getting those real-time alerts. So that is important to get your hands on those, and it's a pretty cheap service. Just go to SharePlanner.com/splash zone, and you can learn all about it there. But I won't take up the time here talking about that. I'm just speaking on WLP here, and I think this is a solid trade setup too. You can see that we got like a box formation, one of my favorite things to trade off of. We're breaking out of that box, and I think if we can get a sustained multi-day bounce out of this market, which I think it is due for, that somewhere like 81, 82, 83 dollars could very well be reached here. So, and also good volume. I mean, look at this volume of lately. Last 2 days just popping higher. So gotta like what you're seeing there as well. That's going to do it for today. If you guys have any questions, feel free to email me at ryan@shareplanner.com, or if you're in the Splash Zone, just shoot me a question there, because I do answer any and all questions that I get, emails as well. Just give me about 24 hours, and I usually get back to you by then. All right, folks, over and out.